Today we're back on the bike again. And I'll just show you around what it looks like before we go out. Well, I should say I go out today. I'm on my own. And it's sunny and the bike is clean. Off in the distance there is Ben Wyvis with a little bit of snow. Let's see if I can increase the zoom. Beautiful blue skies today, and you can see the Firth, how still it is. What an amazing day. Had to get out today. I'm back on the bike again after a very long winter. Too much salt on the roads, but today it was dry. So I couldn't resist the sunny, dry day to get out and ride my bike again. And I loved every minute of it. It was just so easy. The battery over winter was stored, I think was 60% charge on it. And I did get it out about a month ago to go down to our local village to pick up something. And it was fine. I literally rode down there. It wasn't a strong 60% charge, if you know what I mean. It did drop quite quickly when I went out. It was only an 8-mile ride. And when I got back, I think it was down in the 50s. But nonetheless, it was fine. No issues. So I put it away again without charging it because I wasn't going to ride it again, probably due to how long it took me to wash the salt off of it. And I wanted to wait till the salt was gone. So I took it out today, but what I did was plug it in for about an hour and a half before I went out. So when I started, I was on 71% charge. And that was plenty to get me up the hills and then down the hills, and then back up the hills. I only did 13 miles today, but the point is that it was mostly uphill. Then there's the downhills, and then the uphills again. So it was quite strenuous in a way. And this bike just does everything I need it to do. It is comfortable for me. And I'm not into bicycle riding. I'm into motorcycle riding, but the seat's wide enough for me and makes me feel like I'm going to be comfortable if I'm out there for hours, which I was today. I was out there for a couple hours. And I don't feel any ill effects from being out for the first real exercise run this year on it. I mean, I do walk every day, but the muscles are different. And I don't feel anything. Maybe tomorrow I might. I don't know. But the good news is that just as I felt last autumn when I stopped riding, which is that the bike is so sturdy, the brakes work, the gears work. They're just the right gears for me because they just give me enough play, but they're not too complicated. They are backwards, but you can't have everything, can you? Not for a cheap bike. It's considering what other bikes cost. These bikes are sturdy, well made, and just not that expensive. I really recommend that if you're thinking about it, this is a great starting point, although I don't want to move past my starting point, if that makes sense. I'm quite happy that I felt like I was taking a chance because I didn't want to ride bicycles. By buying an electric bike and seeing what would happen. So I bought a cheap electric bike to see what would happen. And I don't need another bike. I'm not great in the mud, but I think that's just because I'm not great in the mud. Although I am going to take out Neil's other bike in a couple weeks on a muddy day and see how I feel with different tires. Thin tires, not the fat tires. If it's just to have a comparison. But to be fair, I don't want to give up my bike. I love it. It's great. And so hopefully you enjoy the sights today and get out on your bike or get out and walk or do something outside because Mother Nature is amazing. And just getting out there, I know today was a very beautiful day, but I get out every day, even when it's gray and rainy and horrible and windy, because the fresh air and the beauty of nature are very healing. And I can't recommend it enough. Enjoy.
Never gonna say what you're gonna do. Never gonna say. Never gonna say what you're gonna do. There's every chance I will survive. They're only dreams in disguise.
And here it is after the ride. Bit of dirt, not too muddy. That'll be easy to clean, she says.